talking to myself. Hey yo, what's going on? I've been sitting here talking to myself. I don't know why, but it didn't start the live stream until I clicked back over to the tab. Um, so just so you know what I've done thus far, I hopped in here thinking that you guys were watching, but I called back my lead, who I've come to a verbal agreement with. I haven't sent her the agreement officially because she wasn't prepared to actually sign it when we came to the verbal agreement on Saturday night. So I called her yesterday a few times, just didn't catch her at the best time because she was in and out of doctor's appointments. Sounds like that was the case as well today. When I connected with her a few hours ago, she said that she was at a doctor's appointment and asked for a call at 4 p.m., which is 2 p.m. my time. I called her at 2:03. She didn't answer, and I'm getting ready to call her back again right now, see if she picks up. On here, man.
Please leave your message for 5.
That one felt like she ended that one early. Seemed to rang a little bit longer the first time. Let's see, actually. The first time, oh no, you can't tell. That one seemed to have been cut off a little bit short, so it sounded like she may have hung up there. So, I mean, that's why, I don't want to bank on any one particular lead to convert. It's not, I mean, I'm not even halfway. You know what I mean? I can't count on this paying me any type of money. All I have is a verbal agreement. Not only do I have to get it signed by the lead, but then I have to go and dispo it. So to think that this was like a done deal would have been foolish, which I never did. I never considered this a done deal, but I just got to stay on top of it. I'll probably call her again in like another hour if she doesn't get back to me within that time frame. Just because now it's it's at the point where she's telling me what time to call. She specifically told me to call her at 4, and I called her at 4:03. Granted, I guess I was a few minutes late, but I hope that she was anticipating having a decent conversation with me when I called at 4. So calling at 4:03 to me doesn't really make any difference. I would like to call her exactly on time, but I was running out of the shower actually. So that's that. I'll just leave myself a note. Yeah, add new, connected with seller in the AM, and she mentioned she was at another appointment. Asked for a call back at 2 p.m. PST. Save that note. Add another. Double tap. Did not leave voicemail at 2 p.m. BST. And I'm going to set this for tomorrow to call her back if I don't hear from her. This is one where I'm going to stay like crazy on top of it. Like I said, I may even call her in a couple, like an hour or so, maybe a couple hours. Call her tomorrow at 1 p.m. her time again. I mean, she can't have doctor's appointments every day, can she? All right. Just want to finish up here, probably on my texting platform for the day. I did everything in terms of follow-ups that I wanted to do today. Let me go back to the conversations tab, make sure that I address these ones that have just come back in. Since I stopped streaming about an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago, I got a bunch of no's and stops and quits. I sold it almost a year ago. I want to text this person the same thing we've been texting everybody, which is, okay, would you happen to have any other property you'd be interested in selling at the moment? Also, while I took the break, I hopped on here and I edited all of my templates so that I no longer have to edit it after I use it. I made the templates just really quickly, a few weeks back, and I didn't really like the way that a lot of them were worded, so I would still end up editing them after I populated it. So I just went back and edited all of them so I don't have to continue doing that. Tag this person already sold. Jane says not for sale. Not interested. Let me see if okay, that seems to be it. Back at it. What's going on, CWO? You already know. Shit don't stop. Not for sale, says Jane. I'm gonna pull up now. If you just hopped in here right now, CWL, I tried calling that lead back twice. She didn't answer, so gonna maybe try her back in like an hour or two, and if she doesn't answer, try her again tomorrow. And I'm literally gonna call her every day until she either tells me to stop calling her or she signs the agreement. I don't even feel bad about it either. I'm going to come over here and pull my dialer and see what type of people I can follow up with today through there. Calendar events. All right, I got 4 people I can call today through the dialer. Miss Woodall is the first. Connected with her back a couple months back. She confirmed that they were interested in selling possibly in 4 to 6 weeks. But that was at least late September, maybe even before then. So it's definitely been 4 to 6 weeks. I've tried her 1, 2, 3, 4 times since then with no success. And there's been no opportunity to leave a voicemail either. So I'm going to sorry, I just got a text. Someone call. Keep on her. I can't believe she's playing games. I know. That's why it's good to always have that pipeline filled. Exactly. In the past, I would have been like in my feelings about this one, to be quite honest. I would have been like, damn, like I lost it. That was my one and only chance. But I've been having a lot of good conversations, and I've in closing deals too. Like I've definitely fallen off of marketing after I got paid. Like I think we had talked about that at one point. Once you got that $10,000 check, you were like, so now I got to make it a stretch. Like it's easy to just blow the bag right when you get it. And it's also easy to fall off of the cycle of lead generation after you just close the deal. But the name of the game is closing multiple deals, not just doing one deal in your life. I'm trying to do like 10 deals a month. So definitely got to keep the pipeline filled, like you're saying. Oh, I was going to call this person. Sorry, I got a text. It's from my girlfriend's mom. All right. I don't even know this woman's name. I just refer to her as Miss Woodall. Even ring that time. Maybe they disconnected their number. Make sure I typed it in correctly, which I did. Let me try it one more time. There it goes. Hi there, is Mr. Woodall? Hello?
Hello, got a bad connection.
Hey, can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. Is this Mr. Woodall?
Yes, it is.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Derek. I believe I spoke with your wife maybe a few months back. We went back and forth a little bit in regards to your property out in Baytown on North Street.
Okay.
Yeah, at the time she had mentioned that you guys possibly were interested in selling in like a short, not at the moment where I spoke with her, but she had let me know to follow up. So I just wanted to round back, see if you guys have given it any more thought.
Just yet. As of right today, no, we're not gonna sell it.
Okay.
But, we're still thinking there's a possibility down the road that we probably will.
Sure. Well,
But
I'd love to stay in touch and kind of be there when the time is right for you guys. When do you think is a more appropriate time for me to follow up?
probably gonna be maybe 3 or 4 months from now.
Okay.
Before we think about it again.
Sure.
Appreciate you calling and give us a call back.
Absolutely. I appreciate you taking the call. I'll be sure to give you a ring in about 3 to 4 months to round back.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good one. So that was the first time I spoke with that gentleman. That's actually the name that I see here. His name is David. I guess I could have called him David, but I usually, because that's their landline. So spoke with Mr. Woodall. He confirmed that they are not interested right now, but to call back in 3 to 4 months. So that's all good. And you know, I don't know. I know that I'm not pushy. I'm not a very aggressive salesperson when it comes to that type of stuff. Because again, in that conversation, I could have very easily opened it up a little bit, maybe learned a little bit about the condition, um, you know, gotten expectations of what they were expecting on price. I could have learned more, but he's not ready to sign. So, and I guess what I'm saying is a real aggressive salesperson might have taken that opportunity, dug deep, learned more, and if the conversation opened up, it could be an opportunity to shorten their timeline by educating them and bringing their attention to certain things. It's kind of the like why wait. If you can get that question answered, like why, if you guys are thinking about selling in 3 to 4 months, why are you waiting until then? And that's what like a crazy aggressive salesperson will do. And I think that it produces results for sure, but that's just not the type of guy who I am. I'd rather just have that quick conversation with that gentleman and reconnect with him when the time is right and talk then. I think that it kind of sets me apart at the same time. It allows me to come across as somebody who's just wanting to help regardless of whether or not there's any monetary benefit to me. Because for all I know, all these people who I'm following up with who are like, yeah, call me in 3 to 4 months, we want to sell. And I've never talked to them about the condition, never talked to them about price. Like, I've never really talked to these people. I just know it's like kind of a gut feeling, to be honest. Like this person, if I build a relationship with him, if I actually like build a real relationship, not just like this quote unquote rapport that everybody builds with their leads, but like I'm talking a real relationship, learn these people's lives and figure out how I can best help them. Then when it comes time to talk condition, when it comes time to talk price, aside from the other pillars of pre-qualifiers like motivation and timeline, aside from that, when it comes to talk price, they will be reasonable. Because again, I'm like their friend now, and how hard it's going to be much harder to say no to somebody who has, been a friend to them for so long. 3 to 4 month follow up requested. I'm gonna follow up in 2 months. Hacking at month 2. So I'm gonna give them a call at the end of January. Next person, Miss Lewis. This is similar situation to that last one, but she has been a little bit more aggressive. Spoke with her back, while on August. I dated this one, thankfully, because this predates this dialer. August 7th, I talked, and she said she's interested in selling, but she had surgery recently and that she wasn't ready to move forward with anything for another 2-ish months as she needed to recover and rehab. I don't know what the surgery was or anything like that, but I remember when I first cold called her, I think I caught her while she was in the hospital, like fresh out of surgery. So that's the 7th of August when I talked to her. So she said 2-ish months, and it's been what, almost 4. I ran comms, figured out my ARV and stuff, connected with her on the 1st of September, which was about 1 month after I talked with her. When I brought up the property, she hung up on me. I tried to call her back, and then after like 2 to 3 rings, she ended it. I left the voicemail listing off the benefits and saying that I knew she wanted to, wait a bit to sell until she recovered from surgery. Called a few days later, left voicemail. Sounded like she was screening the call, I've noted, because she ended it before I was able to finish leaving the voicemail. And then she called me right back, but didn't say anything when I picked up. I think it may have been a mistake on her end. She actually dialed me back. Called her about a month later. She answered, but once I introduced myself, she hung up. So at this point, she's pretty much avoiding me. And then I tried her like a week after that, didn't connect with her, and now I'm trying her 2 weeks since then. So that's why I mentioned she's been a little bit more aggressive here. But like I mentioned in the past couple videos here, it's one thing for her to like hear me and then just hang up. And then another thing for her to hear me and say, stop calling me, man. I don't want to sell my property. That's a whole other thing. At that point, I would stop following up. But until she tells me that, I'm gonna assume that she just doesn't want to have a conversation right now. And I'm going to assume that I just need to catch her at a good moment. It's going to be timing now for her to be willing to sit down and have that conversation with me. That's my guess, at least. And that's how I'm going to approach it. And that's how I choose to approach all of these situations where people are clearly avoiding me, but also at the same time not telling me that they're not interested, especially after they tell me that they are interested. So this woman told me that she was interested in selling. So again, until she tells me that she's no longer interested and asks that I stop calling her, I'm going to continue calling her until the end of time. Jared, love the consistent grind. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I don't know if I've ever seen you in here, but to be honest, I think you may be subscribed. I think maybe I have seen the name. Seen the name, but I don't think you've been in here live. So I appreciate you jumping in here. Appreciate that. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Love to have you continuously on these live sessions here. Getting ready to call her right now. Let's hope that she's in a good mood. I'm not going to leave a voicemail. The last 2 times I called her this month, I've left her a number of voicemails within the last month, so I'm not going to leave her a voicemail, and I'm not going to double tap her either because she clearly in the past has not wanted to speak. So I did not leave voicemail, save, set that follow up. It's on it's bi-weekly at this point, I believe. Bi-weekly for now. Yeah. I'm going to keep it there until the end of the year. I'm going to take note of that. Bi-weekly follow up, possibly try other numbers. I'm going to say bi-weekly follow up until end of year. Monthly after that, possibly try other numbers if no answer to number 1 or in 2 weeks. Okay, this other woman, Jerry, do you have a job on the side or just wholesaling only? No, I got a job on the side. I deliver food. I quit my insurance job. I was making about $80,000 a year back in March 2020. Quit my job, took my savings, cashed out on my 401k, didn't really have any clear direction of what I wanted to do in real estate. Found wholesaling. Since then, I've closed 2 deals. I'd say I've been really doing it for about a year. I didn't start wholesaling right when I quit in March 2020. I think in August, me and my 2 partners who I started off with really did everything that people tell you not to. We created an LLC, we created a website, made a logo, we did all that shit. And we really didn't start making calls until like late 2020. But then even then, we were hand dialing. One of my partners backed out, so me and my one partner took it kind of seriously January through like the first quarter, and then he backed out, and then I just started going hard. So I've been doing it, I would say, for like a year at this point, but probably a little less. Closed 2 deals. When I look back at it in hindsight, I'm going to say 2021 was my first year. So been doing it for about a year, and yeah, I have a job on the side, and I deliver food, and I'm going to get ready to head out and do that in about an hour from now. Pretty much work real estate up until like, around this time, 3 to 5 p.m. every day, and then head out and hit the dinner shift to deliver food until like 9:30. So definitely feels like I'm working 2 jobs. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, I hit you up on Instagram the other day. Okay. Also, I forgot to tell you, my girl speaks Spanish. Woo, so if you ever have any Hispanic leads, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna find you on. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna find you on Instagram again, because I definitely could benefit from having some bilingual people calling my leads. I appreciate that, Jared. CWL, a lot of sellers I've been talking to just want to offer right then. Unfortunately, the homes are off market, so I can't see the inside online. But if I could, would be more aggressive on giving an offer. Yeah, yeah. Those are the type of people where you gotta like try to dance the line, because it's a fine line of somebody who's actually motivated and saying, give me an offer. How much would you pay me? Or somebody who has zero interest in ever selling and says, make me an offer. You called me. Make me an offer, man. You called me. You don't have to see the inside of the place. They're never going to sell anyways. So I would just shout out, come to the determination of what type of multiple you want to give to, or like multiplier you want to give to the Zestimate, and work off of that. I know Brent Daniels likes to recommend anything under 100,000 Zestimate, you offer them 25% of that. I think 100 to 150, you offer them like 66%, and then, or maybe it's like upwards of 250, you offer 66%, and then 250 plus. Oh no, I'm sorry. 1 to I think 250, you offer half, 50%, and then anything 250 plus, you offer 66%. And again, that's not like, that's just real quick. That's what he uses for situations like that, where people are like, give me an offer, man. And like you're saying, you want to throw out an offer because you just never know. Out of 100 people who say, man, you called me, just give me an offer, and you use that same multiplier and you just say, well, we've been looking to buy homes in your area for around this much. What do you think about that? Out of 100 people, you may get somebody who says, you know what, I don't think that's too far off. So that's what I would say. Just know if you're throwing out an offer just to throw out an offer, because you don't want to do that for people who are actually interested. You can kind of diffuse that in the beginning of the conversation. Like, what's your offer? How much are you going to offer? Well, I need to learn a little bit about the condition. And if they shut you down, and if they're not willing to have a conversation with you, then they're probably not interested in selling anyway. So I would say it'd be perfectly fine to just say, well, not knowing anything about the property, and, just for the sake of getting you an offer, we've been looking to buy homes, around your same size for about this much, And again, that's me not knowing anything about the condition. So I do have to assume that it needs a lot of work. You just got to be honest with them, I guess. But I hate that. That's pretty frustrating. So this woman, talked a lot about her before, but she sounds like she made an agreement with another investor before I came along. They signed an agreement. That other investor never closed on the property. And it sounds like that other investor had filed a memo or a memorandum of contract, which clouds the title, which prevents any other future investor to buy in that property unless he redacts or removes his memorandum, or somebody pays him out, which is likely what he would want, which is why this the memorandum, can be used very unethically. Investors will place sellers under contract with no intention on ever buying the property, and just simply clouding the title so that when another investor like myself comes along and makes a legitimate offer, I have to go through him now. And what he'll likely say is, well, yeah, the seller didn't allow us to enter the property. They're going to blame it on the seller. That's why we couldn't close. And yeah, I'll take my memorandum off if you pay me $2,000. And then if the numbers make sense, I'll pay him. You know what I mean? I really will. It's shady on his end, but if I'm making a $10,000 spread and he wants 2K, I'll pay him 2K to make 8. You know what I mean? So, but she's been like, the problem with her is she's always like kicking the can down the road and using that as an excuse. When I've told her multiple times, we can still enter into an agreement. Just because that's filed in the county records doesn't prevent us from entering into an agreement. And once we enter into agreement, I can handle that for you on your behalf. I can get in contact with that investor. My title company will run the title search. They'll see if the title is clouded. For all I know, she's just making that up, and title's not even clouded. I could have my title company probably run like a preliminary title search, but I don't want to have to waste their time. And she just keeps dodging me. So she picked up the last time and was like, yeah, sorry, I couldn't find the information for the other guy. And I was like telling her again. Anyways, last time I talked with her, I connected with her. She was at work and hung up on me once something came up. It sounded like something was happening at work. So she hung up and said she'd call me back, and she never did. So that was 2 weeks ago. I'm going to call her again right now and say, yo, what's going on? At one point, she was like, just give me till the end of the month. That was late October. So it's been about a month since then. She was like, just give me about till the end of the month. If I can't get a hold of that other investor, we can move forward. At least that's how I understood it. Maybe I was dreaming. Let me give her a call, though. She talks pretty slow. Just fair warning. And very softly. I'll try to hold it up to this speaker, the mic. Hey, Alice.
Yeah,
Alice, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. Did you have a nice Thanksgiving weekend?
Oh, yes, I do.
Good, good. I'm glad to hear. I just wanted to round back. I don't know if you recall, but this is Derek. I don't know if you have my number saved, but I'm calling on the property on Edgeworth Street.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just wanted to round back with you. The last we spoke, you had let me know that you were going to try to get a hold of that last investor, but if you couldn't hear back from him by the end of the month, that sounded like you were ready to move forward with me, but I could have been understanding that incorrectly.
Oh, okay. I think this is a long time for me to come right now.
I'm sorry?
It's a long time to call me right now. I'm at work. I'm filling out some papers. We just had someone die, so I'm filling out some papers. And this is a long time to call me.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry about that. When should I give you a call back? Yeah, she's done that every single time. She doesn't want to sell. Still gonna follow up with her, but it's no longer a warm lead. And to be quite honest, it's nobody that I want to work with. She sounds like a nightmare to bring her to the closing table. And the more I talk with her, the more I get the sense that that other investor that she was talking about filed that memorandum rightfully so, and did do that ethically. Because it's funny. She told me the first time when she mentioned this other investor, she was like, yeah, I think he scammed me. We went under contract. I signed the agreement and he never bought it. And I asked why. And she said that he kept saying that I wasn't participating and that I was always at work and I can never talk. And I never gave him access to the property. And I was thinking, that's kind of BS, like how much access does he really need? How many conversations do you really need to have with the seller? But now every time I talk with her more and more, I'm leaning on the side of that other investor. And because I agree, I see that happening. Even if I had her signature already and I had to just like call her and say, hey, we need access to the property. And she, hey, I'm filling out paperwork. Not a good time. Bye. Like, so every conversation that I have with that lady, it seems like more and more that that other investor probably filed that memorandum correctly and rightfully because she was not participating in the transaction and didn't uphold her obligations in the agreement. So connected, you know what I mean? It's one thing to like say, hey, I'm at work. I mean, she stayed on the phone with me for a couple of minutes. She answered, you know what I mean? If she was really truly that busy, she would have answered and said, hey, I'm busy. Now's not a good time. But she was like, yeah, I had a good Thanksgiving weekend. Yeah. Oh yeah. That property. Now's not a good time. I'm filling out paperwork. Okay, bye. And I hung up like fuck. Connected with seller. Not a good time to speak. Derek is getting the impression that she is avoiding him as she always seems to be busy at work when he calls. It's like taking note of that type stuff so that I can refamiliarize myself when I go back to this. You know, when I go to follow up, I'm gonna put this on a monthly follow up now. Possibly try during evening hours when she's off work. That's a note that I have for myself. Call her in 3 weeks so that I catch her before Christmas time, before the end of the year. At that point, I'll probably get a little real with her. Like, look, tell me, do you want to sell or not? What's going on? All right. This gentleman I talked with back in June, he said, maybe interested in selling in the near future. Derek informed him of benefits, and he seemed to like them all. Asked for a text with information so that we can continue talking as he was leaving work. I started texting him, and he immediately stopped texting me back. I think he texted me back one time and then immediately stopped. So I tried calling him 2 weeks ago, didn't answer, left him a voicemail. I ran some comps, figured out where I would need to be in terms of ARV. Very familiar with the area. This is where I did my first deal out in Pasadena, if anybody's familiar with the Houston market. But I'll give him a call right now. Prop stream real quick. Zillow as well, just so I can get a sense of what it looks like from the outside. Maybe take note of some of the landmarks in the area. But I'm gonna call him out right now. Call his ass out.
You reached 832-419.
Not going to leave him a voicemail. I've already left him a voicemail recently. Kyle did not leave voicemail. I'm going to continue on a bi-weekly follow-up with this gentleman. Bi-weekly follow-up. Call him in 2 weeks. And now I'm going to call Marilyn again, I think. Because that was all the follow-ups that I had today on my dialer. I've already cleared my my follow-ups on my texting platform. The only thing that I'm having left for the day unsatisfied is the fact that I still have not gotten this woman to sign that contract when we've already come to a verbal agreement. So I'm going to give her a call back right now and try to get her John Hancock. She told me again to call her at 4 p.m. her time, which was 45 minutes ago. I called her twice around that time with no answer. So, oops. I want to call her back right now. Let me see what time I got to get out of here today. Because that's frustrating, man. Part of me, I think CWL, I think you said this, part of me wishes I would have just forced her to sign that shit when she was laying in bed on Saturday. That's the type of stuff that I regret right there. Like, you know, I've been talking about being an aggressive seller, yada yada, me kind of taking a more cool guy approach. But there are times where it's just better. It's just a better idea to be pushy. And I think when I have somebody on the hook and we've agreed on a price, I need to keep them on the phone until I get that signature. Um, you know, that's not the time to be lollygagging and like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll call you back tomorrow. I fully regret doing that. I should have had her sign right then and there. Right there is, you know, I trained for this stuff too. In Keith Everett's course, the real estate ditty, I bought a sales training course, acquisition course way back when. And in that situation, he would say something like this. If she was like, oh, I'm in bed right now. Can you send it over and I'll sign it tomorrow? I'll sign it on Monday. He would say something like, oh, Monday? Oh, yeah. Like I said, you know, we're taking a look at a few other properties, and to be honest, you know, I'm just not quite sure that the funds will still be available by Monday. God, I would hate to lose out on an opportunity to help you with this just because, you know, we were unable to get it done today. Like I said, my finance manager gave me approval for the 145, but only if we were able to move forward today, like I mentioned. Could start implementing some type of stuff like that. I should, but with this seller, she also like wasn't. The ball's in her court and she knows it. I'll leave it at that. The ball's in her court and she knows it. She has a really nice property, just gonna be cosmetic. So I mean, if you recall, I pitched to her, why don't you just sell it on market? She's like, you know what? I think I will. I was like, I meant, why don't you just sell it to me?
Hello.
Hey, Marilyn.
Hey, I'm sorry I missed you.
That's okay.
I had another appointment.
Oh, okay. No worries, no worries. Did I catch you at a good time now?
No.
Not another appointment, right?
Well, I do.
Okay.
I forgot. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. So what's tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Wednesday the 1st. Yes.
Okay. I have no appointment.
Okay. When would be the best time for me to give you a call tomorrow?
About 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock. 12 noon. All right. I'll do that. I'll give you a ring 12 noon, and I'll look forward to speaking with you then. All right.
All right.
Okay. Talk to you then. Bye. All right. That's the last chance I'm giving her. If she starts playing with me tomorrow, then it's worth it to me to at least threaten her with a pullback. With the type of stuff that I just said, hey, we're looking at a few other properties. We can only buy one. You know, I wanted to prioritize you, but you know, it's been so many days have gone by, and we're passing up other opportunities to buy other properties. So just let me know. You know, is this something that you're actually serious about? Should we set the funds aside so that we don't end up spending this money? Because I would just hate to lose out on an opportunity to help you with this and buy your house here just because, you know, of we can't get on the same schedule. We can't get on the same timeline so that we can just get this, you know, this ball rolling. Tell them your offer is valid for 48 hours. When can you expect the agreement signed back? Yeah, exactly. I have that written in my agreement. And that's why, yeah, I regret not enforcing that because I literally said that when I got back on the phone on Saturday. I placed her on hold. I went and talked to my finance manager. I came back and I said, hey, I got approval for the 145 if we can move forward today. And then I failed to enforce that when she asked for tomorrow or Monday or, you know, next day. So now it's like I've kind of shot myself in the foot and she knows the ball's in her court. But again, it's nothing to me to threaten her with that pullback because there's nothing that's going to prevent me from following up even after that. I can threaten her with a pullback. Hey, you know, just like, you know, same stuff I've been saying. We can only buy one property. We only have so much money on hand. And then if she says, oh, okay, you can go ahead. There's nothing stopping me from calling her next week. You know what I mean? And saying something like, hey, you know, we were able to sell another one of our properties, and we got some more money popping up. Are you still interested in selling? I wanted to round back with you first. So it's really no big deal one way or another. She's annoying though. That's fucking annoying. I don't know why she's getting remorse, seller's remorse. I don't know, but I'm giving her what she's wanting. That's probably what it was. Maybe I made it sound too sweet because I did come up a bit in my offer, but I also tried my best to drag it out, like placed her on hold when I got approval from the finance manager. You know, placed her on hold, came up a little bit more in price because she was really firm. That's what it was. And this place is really nice based on what she's saying. So, shit. But again, what I've been saying and what is reassuring to me is she's answering my phone. So, you know, she answered just now and said, "Sorry, I missed you an hour ago when I told you to call. I had another appointment that I forgot about." That's what she said every single time. I know she's probably lying about the appointments, but she has the audacity to answer and tell me that. You know, it's one thing for her to do that and another for her to just be dodging all my calls. So that's why I really don't mind continuing to follow up, and for her to say stuff like that, like she can only use that excuse for so long. You know what I mean? When like you were in school and you wanted to ditch, you know, "Oh, I don't feel very well," or you know, "My grandmother died." As horrible as that sounds, I don't know if you guys have like heard the joke. Like you can only use that excuse so many times, you know, twice. I think me and my buddies would say this. Like you can only use that like twice a year. You know what I mean? Like you only have two grandmas max, you know, and you know only one of them can. God, I hate even talking like that, but you know what I mean. You can only use the same excuse so many times. How many times am I gonna call her and she'd be like, "Oh, I have another appointment that I forgot about." At one point, I'm gonna say, "How many appointments? What's going on?" You know, are you in? That's what I wanted to ask this time, and I'm gonna ask tomorrow if she brings up a fucking appointment. I'm gonna ask. I want to make sure. Are you in good health? You know, is this anything serious? You seem to be in and out of a lot of appointments. You know, is everything okay? And kind of take that concerned approach. Oh, yeesh. But that's all my follows for the day. What do I do? Do I hop on the dollar or what? I need to get out of here. Maybe 20 minutes. I was hoping that conversation was going to take a while. Check what time I got to head out. In the meantime, I can go ahead and just start dialing out. Not waste any time. That's what I really want to. Campaign is not active. Why not? Why is Call Tools turning my campaigns off without me like doing anything? Or is it just loading? Let me refresh that out of some of these tabs. Yeah, it's just like turns it off. Campaign is not active. I don't know. I'll look into that in a little bit. Join this campaign. Just start dialing out. Just dial out for like 15 minutes. It's a habit I'm trying to make. It's like when I have the idea to do something, I just want to do it real quick. You know, not leave myself any time to make any excuses or anything like that. It's been a while since I've dialed. I think last time was maybe last Wednesday. This is a driving for dollars list I'm calling through right now. One of my more recent ones. I think I've already dialed through it once or twice. So shouldn't be so many wrong numbers and stuff like that. But at the same time, contact rate probably won't be as high either. Yeah, Jared, also to just respond again to that last thing that you said. I haven't actually. Hey, Monica?
Hello?
Hey, there's this Mr. Flores.
Mr. Flores.
How's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Garrettsville Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick call and wanted to see if you'd ever consider an offer on your property there. You ever considered selling?
Dude, I don't know how it even got on the seller's list. I've never even been on the seller's list. I just got a bunch of people calling me up asking what you're asking. You know, and do I have any? No, I said I don't have any reason to sell it. I got my son in there. You know, so. But like I said, man, if somebody offers me, you know, and this is really what I want. I want $285 for it.
One more time.
As is.
$285.
Yeah, because there's 6 lots.
Oh, okay.
One lot, and then there's 6 lots. Mine, the one right next to me, the one right next to that one, and then the one on the next block are 3 lots that are all open. So whoever's going to get this lot, this property, I'm pretty sure they're going to probably want to buy the other 3 lots to put up mega apartments or whatever that they're putting up nowadays with these 3 story build up jobs or whatever they're doing now.
Yeah.
Like they got them. So
yeah,
that's what I'm asking, man.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, but I
just want to make sure that I'm understanding it correctly. So you're asking $285 for the 6 lots, and then one of those lots.
No. I got nothing to do with those 6 lots. All I'm selling is my lot. All I'm selling is my property.
Gotcha.
283. That's what I want for mine.
Okay.
As far as the other guys, you know, my neighbors, you know, we're all sticking to
Gotcha.
the same thing. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll take note of it here. If you're asking price $285, I'll round back with my partners. We'll run the numbers, and if we can come somewhere up in that ballpark, I'll make sure to give you a call back. Does that sound good?
Yeah. Whatever.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate you taking the call. Bye now. Just by the way he's talking about it, it's way overpriced, but I'm going to take a note. Asking $285K, says a bunch of lots next door are vacant, and the buyer would likely want to buy his neighbor's property as well. Save that. Contact disposition. I've talked to some of these people through text. I've recognized this name right away. So I might connect with a couple people here that have already told me no through text. I was mentioning that earlier as an issue that I've kind of run into. But I ran into it as an issue, and I was speaking about it as an issue earlier. But here's a perfect example as to why you probably want to call them anyways. Because it's one thing for somebody to just say no through text. It's very easy for them to do that. But another, when I'm calling with a positive attitude and I'm wanting to learn and I'm wanting to, you know, help them out, and I'm kind of like coming with that energy, he just gave me so much information that I wouldn't have ever received through text. Although this is probably not a deal the way that he's talking about the price. I mean, shoot, let's just pull it up on Zillow. Zillow. Yeah, nowhere fucking close. So 131 is this estimate. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say not interested and contact made. Not even gonna set myself a follow up. And the reason why I let him off the way that I did was you don't want to create friction. You don't want to be like 285. You know what I mean? I got that from Luke Rotvold over at Viking Real Estate. Check his YouTube channel out. I pretty much duplicate his exact cold calling process. Hey, Jose.
Bueno.
Hey, is this Miss Arujo?
¿You no habla español?
No, I don't, unfortunately. My name is Derek. I was just calling to see if you possibly had any interest in selling your property on Lindale Street.
Oh, no, thank you.
No, okay. I appreciate you taking the call.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I like doing what I just did too. I think that's a teachable moment. Don't get discouraged if somebody comes on speaking Spanish, because more often than not, they're bilingual and they speak English too. So I always still go for the pitch. This is for you English only speakers like myself. But Jared's girl might be able to tackle that head on when it she gets somebody on the dialer like that, which would be really cool. I've been on it while watching this live. That's what I'm talking about. Run those numbers up. $285 for the 6 lots would have probably been a little bit more reasonable. Like probably what I would have offered, to be quite honest, if all those other lots were vacant. Would have been about close to 50 a lot. And the assignment would have probably still would have been kind of small on a 6 lot deal. Hello? Yeah, that's the problem with the dialer right there. The predictive dialer, at least. I gotta be there right when right when it beeps.
Diga.
Hey, is this Miss Lopez? Hey, is this Mr. and Mrs. Garcia? Hello? Hello? We'll market you in, Jared. If you're still in here and you can hear me, we'll market you in. And how long you been wholesaling? Hey, Jose.
Bueno, dígame.
Jose, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random here, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Norham Street.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick call and wanted to see if you'd ever consider an offer on your property there. You ever considered selling?
Let me tell you something. I owe you something.
I'm sorry?
I owe you something.
No, you don't owe me anything.
No. Well, my property is not for sale, so I don't know why you call me.
Oh, okay. Completely understand. While I have you, would you happen to have any others you might consider selling?
When I use something, call me. Maybe I pay you cash. Okay?
All right, sounds good. Thanks for taking the call. I don't know what he was trying to say. He was trying to be smart about it, but it didn't really come across very as insulting as he, I'm sure, wanted it to seem. But he's not interested. Try to get one more contact up. Hey, Lucio.
Bueno.
Hi, this is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Farnsworth Street.
Oh, no, I don't have one property.
Oh, is this the wrong number here?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Okay. Bye.
Hi, Lucio.
Hello?
Hi, is Lucio?
No, wrong number.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Hey, Clarence.
Hello?
Hi, is this Clarence?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I might have the wrong. It's buzzing right now, though. Houston and some other cities in Texas. Okay, are you the on Instagram Royal Lotus? And on and off for a year, inconsistent. Now I'm being consistent, showing up every day. That's what I'm talking about. Let me know. Are you Royal Lotus? Because we went back and forth for a while on Instagram. Hey, Roy.
Hello? Yeah.
Roy, how's it going? This is Derek.
Who?
This is Derek. I'm sorry. I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Reed Street.
Oh, yeah. No, right now we're at dinner right now. I'll get back with you.
Okay.
Right now we're busy right now.
Okay, sounds
I'll
good.
get back. All right.
All right, bye now. I'm gonna get back with him. Caught him while he was at dinner. Mentioned that he would get back with me. Calendar event. Follow up to gauge interest. Call back. I'm gonna call him back tomorrow. I'm telling you, I'm not playing with this follow up shit anymore, bro. Call him tomorrow. Contact disposition, follow up, contact made, submit, boom. On to the next. Keep pushing. Yep, I can tell that that's you there, Jared. Seen your picture in your YouTube and on the Instagram. You closed the deal yet, Jared? On and off for a year, inconsistent, not being consistent and showing up every day. You closed the deal yet? No shame in saying no too, because I've only closed 2. I'm not some type of pro here. I just am curious. A lot of people on here have not closed the deal either. So I hope that I'm fostering that type of energy here on this channel. I don't want anybody to ever be embarrassed or anything about their level of expertise. I really want it to be like, hey, Antonio.
Hello?
Hey, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Westford Street.
Yeah, nah, you got the wrong number.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. Hope I'm fostering that type of an environment here where people, because I know that that's like part of it. When you feel like an imposter, you have imposter syndrome, it prevents you from leveling up because you kind of like keep yourself at the same place mentally. But please, if anybody's watching this either live right now or after the fact and you have questions, I hope that you can ask them here with comfort, knowing that you're not going to be judged. Everybody's. Hey, Jessica? Hello? Hello? Everybody here has been nothing but helpful, and you know, me and my girl run that account. Okay, yeah, I see that. Oh, yeesh. Hey, Maritza? Hello? That threw me off. Her name was Maritza Martinez. I went to go call her Maritza. I'm gonna call it there. No contact. Hop out of the campaign. Come over to my manager dashboard. See the quick stats. 31% abandon rate. I really want to figure out how to reduce that. Run a quick report. Account call, disposition statistics today. Made 4 contacts, 5 no contacts, 4 wrong numbers. Not bad for dialing for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Probably would have been more of like a 15 contact hour, which is on the lower side, but that was to be expected. Like I said, I had gone through that list a few times already, so it's been beat up a little bit, but definitely worth calling through until my live filters kind of fizzle out. On call tools I've set up. So on call tools, you have to set up live filters, and it determines how many times you're going to call on that campaign. So I've been doing, if there's 3 numbers attached to that property, it's going to call the first number 3 times and the second 2 numbers 2 times. Essentially, there's going to be 8 calls on each property. And so if they have the first 3 numbers, it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the first 2 numbers are going to get called 3 times. The third will only get called twice. But if there's only 2 numbers, then each number is going to get called 4 times. And if there's 1 number, then it's going to get called 8 times, which is cool. Doesn't really matter to me. I mean, it's a give and take, that's why you kind of have to determine the average. And on average, I import about 2 to 3 phone numbers for each person. So felt like that was an appropriate amount of calls, especially when I'm able to call up to 5 numbers, towards the end of the campaign, I'm able to call up to 5 numbers at a time. So I'm blowing through all those that are like just that one number that have already called 5 or 6 times, and they'll probably not answer on the 7th or 8th, but it's worth it to keep it in there because I'm able to blow through them so quickly. No, not yet, since I wasn't consistent at all, but I'll close something real soon. That's what I'm talking about. I like that mentality. With that type of energy, you sure will. I'll tell you that much. All it takes is consistency, man. Very, very simple business model, but not easy. And it's not easy because it takes consistency. I'll tell you that. And I can think back on why I haven't closed the deal since I've closed my last. It's because I went hard. I'm talking hard, like minimum 75 contact weeks, which is like really not that much, like 15 a day, right? Yeah, 15 contacts a day. It's really not that much, but I was consistent with it. 15 contacts a day, every day, Monday through Friday, pretty much all of June and July. I ended up getting a contract in late July. I closed it late August. Before I closed that one, I got another contract like mid August, right before that first one closed. And then the first one closed, and then I closed that one in late October. So I had my two closings were back to back month, 30 days apart essentially. And again, I fully attribute it to my consistency because I went hard June, July, which allowed me to close a deal I went hard June, July, August, which allowed me to close a deal in September and October. But I fell off in marketing in September and October. Now I'm starting to build a little bit more traction right now. But I wasn't, this isn't the tail end of my consistency. This is just the beginning of me getting consistent again, like you're saying, Jared. So I have to be under the assumption that the relationships that I'm starting to build right now and that I've built over the past couple of weeks with these warmer leads, these hotter leads, I have to be under the impression that those aren't going to close until like early next year at the earliest. You know what I mean? So I really am not, I'm setting a goal for myself to close something before the end of the year, but I'm expecting not to be quite honest, because that would require somebody to sign within the next couple of days and me to close within 30 days. So if it's going to be anybody, it's going to be Marilyn, and she's going to, sign. So keeping my fingers crossed for that one. And, but yeah, I can think back on when I was consistent and then think back on when my deals close, and it's perfectly correlated, my efforts and when the deals close. And now since I've fallen off and not been as consistent, I don't have contracts. So, but I can see that, and it's motivating for me to know that, okay, all it's going to take is for me to get consistent again for a couple months. And that's why I bring that up, Jared, is I want to encourage you to not give up. Don't be discouraged when you don't see results in 30, 60, even 90 days. Don't be discouraged because it takes that long to build that pipeline. It takes that long to build those relationships. And everybody you call is not going to be ready to sign the agreement on the first call. So be under the assumption that you're going to have to call these people, follow up with these people 8, 10, 15, 20 times before they actually sign something. Batch Style is pretty good if you heard about it. I use it. Yeah, I've heard about it. A couple of people in my coaching group use it and have actually recommended it. I may give it a try, to be honest. I don't know if I'm rocking with call tools. And I use batch skip tracing, and I've used batch leads in the past, and I may revisit batch leads. Nothing is really going to compare to my texting platform that I use right now, so I probably won't use batch leads for texting. But yeah, I might start slowly migrating over to the batch universe, so to speak. That's really what they're trying to do, is they're trying to create like an all-in-one. You can dial through batch, you can skip trace through batch, you can drive for dollars through what's it called, batch driven. You can drive for dollars, you can stack your list with batch leads, you can text through batch leads, you can do everything with batch leads, you can comp on batch leads. So they're really trying to create like an all-encompassing platform, and I think that they're doing a really good job in some aspects. Like, I've heard really good things about the dialer. I've heard good things about batch driven. I use batch skip tracing, and I hear nothing but positive things about batch skip tracing. I've used batch leads, and I have nothing but good things to say about it. I just don't really have enough data where I feel it's necessary to pay for a list stacker. But yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about batch. So I'd be lying if I say I hadn't considered migrating back over to batch. I use batch dial. I was actually using batch software before they rolled their batch dialer out, and I was one of the first people to use the batch dialer, not because of some exclusive relationship that I have with them, but I was on the early wait list because I was already a batch user. I was using batch leads, and I was texting through batch leads, and I was using batch skip tracing. So I was like, day one when they rolled it out, I tried it out, but it was the first time I used a dialer. So I wasn't really comfortable and familiar with how it worked. So I think that I was too quick to say, oh, this shit doesn't work. Like, what it wasn't giving me that first hello, like call tools, like I've been doing like all day today. not all day, the 15 minutes that I dialed, you never heard them say hello because it's a predictive dialer. So it's using that first few seconds to determine if it's an actual human or if it's an answering machine. And if it's able to detect that it's an answering machine, it's not going to patch it through. And it's going to just flag it as answering machine and just go on to the next one. But for that reason, you sacrifice the first couple of seconds in order for the system to make that determination. And you're sacrificing hearing that first hello, which is why you didn't hear it today when people were picking up the phone. So that's why I need to be there right when it connects, because I have to be under the assumption that they've already been on the phone for a few seconds. Sometimes I'll get on the phone and you'll hear them, hello, so I don't know. I would want to try out batch dialer again for that reason, because now that I'm more familiar with how dialers work, I can maybe give it a little bit more of a fair chance, because I've heard nothing but good things about it. But that's that. What did I want? I wanted to do something right before I got off. No, I think that's it. Hit my follow-ups for the day, sent off a couple hundred texts. I'm going to, I might actually send off the rest of those texts. I got like another, 150-ish texts. I might just send those off tomorrow because I didn't send texts out yesterday. And I send texts on Mondays and Tuesdays. So I missed yesterday. So maybe I'll roll it out tomorrow. Because that'll still allow all those people to get texted the first 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, without there being a break over the weekend. So I think that's probably what I'll do. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. Text on Wednesday. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to do today. I'm glad I hopped on the dialer for a quick minute, but I got to start. I got to head out of here so I can make some money for skip tracing and all that good stuff. So appreciate you guys hopping in, Jared. It was a pleasure having you on here. We look forward to having you on future live streams. Batch leads for comps is fire too. I just tried it out today. It was easier than PropStream. That's saying something, because I feel like I can run a comp on PropStream within probably a minute or two, to be quite honest, if there's enough activity in the market. Yeah, that's another thing that they rolled out when I was you caught me now when I go on another rant. That was another thing that they rolled out when I was using their products, was their comping software. And it just was not, when they first rolled it out, it was not up to par. It was missing a lot of data. And I think that, I mean, you're working the Houston market, I recall. And so with Texas being a non-disclosure state, it kind of does affect the comps and what you're able to see in terms of activity in the market. And I think that had something to do with it too. But again, I don't take my opinion on anything batch other than batch skip tracing and batch leads, because I haven't used it in probably 6+ months. And I know that they've been improving it. They constantly improve it. So that's cool that it's working out for you. It says batch has MLS access. Yeah, because that's what you need. Exactly. That's what you need in Texas. That's the only thing that you're going to be able to operate off of. Anything other than MLS is just going to be an estimate. But PropStream actually does have the like MLS history, so you can actually see like what it was listed for, what the price reduced at, and what it was actually sold for, regardless of. Well, you can see that the MLS details. I'd be interested to know if batch has that type of stuff too, but in Texas, you're pretty much forced to operate off of that, because it's a non-disclosure state and they're not reporting the sale amounts of off-market property to the county. But I'm gonna call it there. Again, appreciate you, Jared. I'm looking forward to not only having you on here on these live streams, but based on what we were talking about, I'd love for us to start building a little bit of a working relationship since you're out there in Houston. They have the same sell amount on the MLS. Yeah. So shoot, probably a good one. Again, I might try it out. I'm not going to jump ship right now because I've already built a little bit of a system. But when I start to hit a little bit of a rhythm and I feel like I have some breathing room to take a step back and reassess all of my systems and softwares and stuff, I definitely am going to consider batch and just entering into that universe, that world. No problem. Be here tomorrow if you're on. Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty much hop on every day. For those who you're either in here live watching this for the first time or watching this after the fact, do me a favor if you haven't already, hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. You get notified when I go live. I try to go live at least once a day, Monday through Friday. Sometimes I go live on Saturdays if my schedule allows it. And sometimes I go live multiple times a day like I did today. This is my second time going live today. Hello? Yeah. Yeah. When are you going to be here? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Just call me when you're out back. Yeah, she did. That's fine. Yeah. I would like to. I'll see if I can maybe work the morning. I know, but still, I'd like to spend time. Yeah, me too. All right, sounds good. Bye. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, notification. Like I was saying, go live at least once a day, sometimes twice. Been going live a lot more frequently and for longer as well. I've really just been trying to make a habit of just turning on the live stream when I get to work. So if that's what you're interested in, I try to cover everything wholesaling real estate. It may be geared, my content may be geared towards a little bit more of virtual wholesaling since that's what I'm doing. Currently live in California, sourcing and closing deals virtually out in the Houston, Texas market. If you are out there either physically or that's your virtual market, feel free to reach out. The Instagram link for my profile is in the description of this video. You can either DM me. My email should be somewhere on my YouTube channel as well if you want to email me any deals that you come across or anything that you may need help with out in the Houston market. Just know that I am virtual, so I'm not out there and I can't like walk properties for you or anything like that. But I have a fair amount of buyers out there. And if it's in any of the two areas where I've closed two of my deals, I have a buyer for you specifically. But they buy all over the place. So let me know if you're wanting to network and build a little bit of a working relationship out in Houston. I think that's it. Gonna give Marilyn a call tomorrow. Hopefully she signs off on this contract. I'd be really excited if that were the case so that I can try to dispo that and get paid before the end of the year. That's my goal. And then I'm telling you, I'm going hard. Early 2022, I got so many follow-ups stacked up in the first 2 weeks of the next year, and I'm not letting any of those slip through the cracks. That's what my as of lately, that's what I've been focusing on, is just not letting any of my follow-ups slip through the cracks. So I'm going hard. For everybody who's telling me, oh, next year, they're going to hear from me. I'll tell you that much. So appreciate you guys coming on here. Appreciate everybody tapping in. Whoever's tapped in today, appreciate, all of the engagement. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, do me a favor, leave a comment. If you like the content, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. And if you have any recommendations or suggestions, I'm always open to hearing those, especially if you're more experienced than I am, which, majority of you may be. Because, again, I've done 2 deals, and I never want to come on here and make it seem like I'm some type of pro and that I'm here to herd the sheep and I can guide you to the promised land and show you exactly, I'm still learning. I know that. I know that I'm learning something new every day, intentionally. I try to continue educating myself, and I try to learn something new every day so that I can not only implement it in my business, but now so that I can share it with you guys so that you can hopefully implement it in yours as well. So please feel free, if you watched me and you watch these videos and you're like, damn, Derek does this all wrong, like he does it like this when he should be doing it like this. Please, as long as you're not rude about it, feel free to leave a comment on any of my videos. I get notified when any type of comment is left via email, so I'll see that and I make sure to reply to every single one of them that I can. For some reason, YouTube doesn't allow me to reply to every single comment. Sometimes they get hidden. I don't know what that's all about. Jared, I feel like you might have even left me a comment like that where I couldn't reply. And YouTube does that. I don't know, but I see it for sure. That's for sure. So if I don't answer it, reply to your comment on the video after the fact, just bring it to the next live stream and ask it here. I'll definitely be able to address it you know, while live, because these comments don't get hidden, that's for sure. Anyways, appreciate you. I'm ranting now. See you guys tomorrow around same time. You know, early around noon, probably 11 a.m. So appreciate you guys again. Till the next one. Peace.